everyone, and welcome to the West Spring Speed Cup Day 2. This is our semifinals. Thank you for joining us today. We have a bunch of exciting races to get to today. Before we do that, though, I want to introduce you to our co-caster for today, someone that hasn't been on stream before, so please give him a huge warm welcome to our wonderful, amazing producer, Bear. Hello, Bear. Oh, muted. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Since they're muted. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I think now I'm back. Hi, I'm a producer Bear. Today I'm both excited and nervous to be here with the CM Irish, and I will do my best.
Woohoo. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And I'm
No,
sure
thank
everyone is
you.
excited to meet the our producer. But before we get too into that, let's go ahead and start jumping into our races for today. We have two groups that will be racing today. Same as last time, we're going to do a total of 10 races, or the first to 50 points. The game category is wrong. Oh my goodness, let me double check. I 100% changed it, but I will change it again. Sorry, friends, give me one moment. Why is it... That's okay. We will change it once more. And just let me know
There
if
we
it's
are.
still wrong. I just updated it. That one also says this. Okay. It should be updated now, but if it isn't updating, just let me know and I'll look at it again. Silly gooses trying to thank you for confirming Ice Killer. But let's go ahead and take a look at our groups before we start our first races. Go down. We'll have two brackets for today. So for our group A, we have Milkus, Join, EU Student, Shen, Lazy Kumo, Star, Magenta, and Dugon. For our bracket B, which will be racing a little later after Group A completes their rounds of races, we have Jisk, Paramai, Tetofu, #IS, Cleo, Doli Youtiao, and Gogo and Jiao Cake. So let us know in the chat who you're rooting for, who you hope to see advance to the finals, because our next round of races, which will be on the 15th, so next Friday at the same time, 5 o'clock p.m. BDT rather, we will have our top 8 racers race in the finals to see who comes out on top. But without further delay, let's go ahead and take a look at our Group A matchmaking room and go ahead and see what map they're going to be racing on first, because we do have a pool of 11 maps that will be chosen randomly and will reset once the next group begins their races. So our first map for today will be the Korea Circuit. So that's exciting.
Nice.
Starting out in Korea. Although I feel like this is one of the easier tracks to start out with for today. There is a couple of curves that can be a little tricky for players, so we'll have to see how people handle that as we go to our room. We're going to go ahead and start since everyone is ready. So let's go ahead and jump into our first race on the Korea Circuit. Any players you're keeping an eye on today, Bear?
I actually saw the last tournament, the first tournament. I was considering myself as a racer as well, but after I see the first tournament, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no way for me to do that. And this map definitely seems like it's a really good map for to warm up. And for your questions, I actually was looking for the Milkies and a Dugan because I'm a Korean, so I actually realized they were Korean players. So I was like, oh, they must be good then. So let's see.
Let's see how everyone goes. It looks like right now we have Joint out front, and it seems to be increasing the gap between first and second. Milkus is trying to keep their best to catch up at the moment, with Star right behind. Shen was in fourth but jumped to third with Star in fourth now. Dugun Oh my goodness. Everybody is just fighting for places right now. Everything keeps
Oh my
changing. It's kind of
goodness.
crazy right now. I can't keep track of everything. But Joy is
The
still
gap
in
is not
first.
that too close, so they are still. We all have a chance to win the first. Let's see. Joint is really doing well.
Hmm.
Just past the first round.
Now on the
Please.
straightaway, we'll have to see how everyone manages their nitro. Seems like Melkus and Joint took advantage of the nitro they had built up to gain an even further lead. But going back to our second half of the pack, we have Xian in third, doing their best to catch up to the first and second place, but they dropped to fourth
Ooh.
place after crashing into Lazy Kumo.
Come on, you can do it.
Taking a look back at fifth place, we have Dugoon doing their best to build up their nitro and catch up to everyone else. Magenta in sixth place. Used to it in seventh, and Star rounding out the pack at the eighth place, doing their best to catch up. But let's go ahead and jump to first place again. Oh my goodness, a near miss
Oh wow.
for the wall
Seems
there
like we
for
have
Joy.
two groups. Joint and Milkas is fighting each other so intense.
And we are on the last lap, so here we go.
Ooh.
Joy barely makes it out in first place with Milkus falling behind real close.
Alright. The stars also made it.
We'll have to take a look at our final standings for this race. But Joint did come in first, followed by Melkus and then Lazy Kumo. And we'll be updating our standings as we go. So at the end of the groups, we'll be able to show you the brackets so we can show everyone's totals. But we'll go ahead and get the next map picked for our race. So let's go ahead and see which one gets picked while we update the standings. And we have Bridge of Fate. A very exciting but also tricky map. Let's see.
Oh, it seems like I cannot see the map. Wait, I thought it was the first one was the Korean circuit for sure.
Yes.
And what are we having right now again?
The next map is going to be the Bridge of Fate.
Bridge of Fate.
Yeah. Also slightly tricky. There we go. As there are some consecutive curves and the circle turns as well.
Oh, definitely.
But looks like.
But again, even for the first man, I probably couldn't make it. Like these guys, you guys are amazing.
It's
like
true. But let's go ahead and start our second round of races on the Bridge of Fate since everyone's ready. We'll have to see who comes out on top here before we get an idea of how this group is going to go. And we're loading in at the moment. The fastest time right now for the Track Titan being a little over 2 minutes. So let's see how everyone does in this group. And we're almost ready, and there we go! Seems like Melkus immediately takes first. Oh my goodness, it looks like we had a little bit of a pile up here.
This time's Lazy Kumo, Milkus, Magenta. They're all for the first.
And it looks like Joint was able to go back up in first. Melkus in second, as you mentioned, Bear. We have Magenta, EU student, Shen, Gugun, Lazy Kumo, and then Star rounding out
Oh,
the
that was
pack.
first. No!
Oh no!
Looks like Joey dropped.
Ooh, we had some crashes
Do
there.
not give up.
Or
We
they may
still
be
have a
just
chance.
building up their nitro in order to keep
The
going.
student's taking the first. Magenta is following.
Magenta jumping into first place, and there's that tricky car. If you hit it, definitely will set you back.
Oh, definitely. This map definitely does have a lot of curves and also some obstacles in between.
Looks like we're having some trouble again in one of the walls. But jumping back into the race as people reset, we have EU student in first place. With Joint close behind.
Right behind.
Right behind.
One mistake. One mistake.
And one thing to note,
Joey is waiting for the one mistake. There you go.
Oh,
Ah, that was so close. Joey
oh
was so close.
no! And Joint does hit a wall. Oh dear, it looks like our
Because
network.
of that, Magenta took second, but it began third.
And it's good to note that we are on our second lap here. So racers should be crossing the finish line soon. And after this race, we will probably just remake the room real quick. So you'll have to just hold tight with us real quick after we finish this race. Seems like we're having a bit of trouble. Oh dear. My apologies, everyone. We're gonna have to remake the room after this race. But it does look like that we have the racers did cross the finish line, so let's go ahead and see who... Oh goodness, sorry about that, friends. Give me one moment as I remake the room. It looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with the connection. I apologize for that. But let's go ahead while we are taking a quick break just to remake rooms real quick.
Okay. I am sorry, guys.
Let's see the standings as well. We'll take a look real quick, and it looks like for our finishing, we got Joint, who finished in first place, with EU in second, Magenta in third, and Shen in fourth.
Ooh, Joint is doing really good today.
So let's go ahead and get the room remade for our racers so we can jump back in to the races. But who do you think, do you have any predictions for who might come out on top in this room, Bear?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Oh, do you have any predictions right now for who do you think might come out on top in this group today?
At this point, it seems like the Joint is definitely doing really well after I saw this play. Like, it would barely made a mistake. And again, I am just amazed by you guys. This race is just playing.
Yeah, you guys do make this look really easy. I am very jealous. Because although I am able to do these races, I definitely cannot complete them as quickly and as easily as you guys do.
Oh, I can barely complete it. There's no way. I'm like, oh, wow.
F's in chat, but that's okay. We're going to get our room started again 1 second as soon as we have our other players readied up. And let's go ahead and select our map from our pool of maps while we're waiting for the players to ready up. And we have our next map as Pirates K. So let's go ahead and get that set up. This is definitely one that, although when you look at the overview of the map, at least I feel, it looks like it's a fairly straightforward map, but there are definitely some curves here where I feel like it's incredibly easy to mess up, crash into the wall, and then next thing you know, you're in 8th place. So we'll have to see how these races are able to handle the...
If that's the case, I would just be glad to be an 8th, to be honest.
Oh no! You gotta believe. So let's go ahead and get this next map going. As soon as I
Iris?
Yes.
Can you actually check my message for really quick?
Yeah, one moment. Sorry. Okay, as soon as we have this map up, my apologies, friends. We're just having a little bit of difficulties as we get this back up and ready to go once more. I apologize for the internet. The internet is being a huge jerk today.
Let's blame the internet.
How dare. But we're just about ready to start again.
Seems like we are ready.
All right. We got one more player readying up, and as soon as they're done readying up, we'll start with the next race. Looks like we're ready to go. Pirates K is the map, so let's go ahead and jump into it.
By looking at the map from the top view, I'm like, I barely understand how it works.
There's a lot of consecutive curves, which can be tricky and trip up a lot of players. So we'll have to see how everyone handles going through these curves.
And it seems like a few racers changed their card to the Ryans, which is definitely one of my favorite cards in the game. It's so hilarious.
Definitely super cute. I do enjoy the
absolutely
Ryan cart as well. But taking a look here, we have Joint in first place again. Kind of making it...
Kumo in a second.
Yes. Falling close behind, so no one has a dominating lead just yet.
Dubin just hit the Milkus, taking the third.
And Milkus trying to catch up as they hit that middle ground spot in fourth place. Magenta doing their best to catch up in fifth with
Magenta, Sheehan, Stars, they're all following.
Stars rounding out the back of the pack here.
Wow.
But it looks like our first place, Joint, is just about ready to cross the starting line to start their second lap. With Lazy Kumo close behind, with Milkus falling behind them.
Following.
So it looks like so far no one's had any real issues going through these curves here. I haven't seen any wall crashes just yet, though. A couple close calls with Joint just now as he barely kisses the side of the wall through those turns. Lazy Kumo, the gap is kind of growing in between them, but they're doing their best to catch up. And it just looked like Milkus was about to pass Kumo on the inside, but then went a bit too far and lost that lead, dropping him back to fourth place. Dugo and taking advantage of a little abrupt chaos and jumping into third place. Looks like Joint checking in on them. They're about ready to cross the finish line. Almost uncontested. And we have Joint.
It's the first again.
And then followed by Lazy Kumo, Milkus, Dugoon, and we'll get the rest of those placements updated as soon as we have hit the ranking screen.
Milkus on third, and Dugan on fourth.
Definitely a nail biter for that second to fourth place placement there. And as we take a moment, we are going to just update to the next map and update our standings real quick. With our next map for Group A going to be up and down. So a slight reprieve from the other maps. I feel up and down's a little more forgiving, I feel, of a map, so might be a good chance for people who are falling a little bit behind in the standings right now to jump up and get a good finish to jump their rankings back up. I do see the reverse, but we want the not reversed version of this map. So let's grab that real quick. And we'll take a look at the standings. Bear, how are the standings looking right now?
Oh, it seems like the Joint is definitely taking the lead. Like after watching him, like this Joint playing, I'm like, are you really playing this game on your phone? Like, are you really not playing with the wheels and all the fancy controllers and stuff? You sure?
They definitely make it look super easy. So understandable. They've had probably a lot of practice, just like all the other racers in this tournament.
Definitely.
Okay, we got our up and down ready to go. But it looks like at the moment we have, as you had mentioned before, Joint has a total of 30 points, with second place being Milkus with 13. Third place being Lazy Kumo with 11, and then right now we have a tie for fourth place between EU Student and Shen, both with 9 points. But since we have the map set up and ready to go, let's go ahead and jump into our next race as all of our racers are ready.
Yeah, if I were playing, my scores should be like -15 by now.
Oh no! That would mean you wouldn't have finished.
Not because I'm a bad. These racers are just too good, like too good.
It's true, they are all excellent racers. So here we go. Again, up and down, a little bit
No,
easier of a map. So let's see how people handle getting off the starting line. We have Joint once
like
again
really,
in
like
first
the
place.
10 seconds is just crazy.
It's definitely a pretty chaotic as everyone battles to get off the finish line.
All right, Joint again, taking the first lead. Students following the Milkius and ASEAN. And forward.
With the back of the pack being made up by Lazy Kumo, who's quickly trying to catch up to his peers. Then Dugun, Magenta, and Star rounding out the back of the pack in 8th place. But let's see how everyone's handling their nitro here. Maybe there'll be some shifts in the standings. Although it seems like Joy is getting a greater lead as we speak. We'll have to see if anyone's able to catch up with them. Oh no! We had Xian just barely tap the wall and they caused them to drop into 5th, 6th, 7th. Oh no, as they crash into a wall again. You hate to see it.
Not yet, not yet. Xian is doing with 6. So let's see.
Doing their best
Oh, it
to
seems
catch
like
up.
Dugan, Milkis, and Kumos are fighting against for the second. Oh, third, my apology. Oh, it seems like the gap between the first and the second, and especially second and the third groups, are actually huge. So let's see. Again,
Definitely
one
growing.
tiny mistake will lead a change.
Could definitely lead to disaster. As we're on our second lap, approaching the finish line, let's take a look. And Joint has just finished in first place once more, bumping up their score to 40. We were so close to finishing this group already, but we'll have to see what's coming up in the next race, which could be the last. But let's see. And we take a look at our standings. Joint in first, Yusu in second, Lazy Kumo
Oh, you guys
in
did it.
third, Dugon in fourth. As we round out the standings. But we'll have to select our next map and take a quick look at the standings to see where we're all at. Again, Joint with that 40 points, so this next race is very crucial. If they make it in first place again, then this group will be over as they will hit the required 50 points to continue on. But
Again, races haven't over yet, so let's see.
yes, anything could definitely happen.
Anything could definitely happen.
So let's see what our next map is going to be. Okay, that's one we haven't done yet. So our next map will be downtown Dubai. Let's go ahead and get that set up while the standings are updated. Maybe Barry, you can give us a quick update of everyone's total scores at the moment while we get the downtown Dubai prepped.
Okay, the Joint is definitely taking the lead with the 40 points. Goodness, how do you even do this? And the second, we're taking the Student with a 16, followed by Milkus in a 14. Oh, I'm so sorry. The Student and the Kumo is on tie, so they are taking a second at the same time, and followed by Milkis and ASEAN.
So
All right, Stars, Magenta, Dugun, let's go. It's not done yet.
we believe in you, friends. You got this. But
We got this. It's not over yet.
But let's see, with our racers ready and the map selected, let's go ahead and jump into the next race. Very potentially the last one, but let's see what everyone can do.
Again, every time I see the map from the top view, I'm like, what is this about? I have absolutely no clue.
Definitely this one is a little more on the relaxing side, though there are some tricky shortcuts here. Particularly the one that goes through the narrow road with the concrete block. We'll have to see if anyone risks taking that shortcut, because it's very easy to crash.
The moment that I'm almost sad the Student got the lead, and Joint just going another one. Not that I'm saying
Oh my goodness.
Students are bad. It's just, oh my.
So we have EU Student in second trying to catch up with a Joint, but it looks like everyone is pretty close neck and neck here for at least the first and fourth places. They maybe even fifth, as everyone's duking it out, trying to get ahead as best they can, building up their nitro for the upcoming shortcut, which is across the water. Definitely cannot make it without nitro, so it's a good thing that everyone's taking time to build up their nitro right now and see who's able to make it across. But
guys, saving up some nitros. We gotta catch a joint.
Yes, but it looks like
the second groups are fighting against for the second one, but there's a gap between the first and the second group, so we must work on it.
I believe, even though it looks like the gap between first and second is growing ever larger. Oh. We'll have to see what everyone does. Perhaps there'll be a crucial moment with one of the upcoming shortcuts, but it seems like a lot of people have chosen to opt out of the first shortcut. I know not hitting that concrete block can be a bit tricky, so definitely better choice, it seems, here today to go around versus risking hitting that concrete block.
Concrete wall.
But everyone else is building up their nitro to get across that water
It gap. Seems like the joint just made it.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, joint, for finishing in first once more. But let's get our final standings at the ranking. But it seems that Group A has now been completed, as joint has hit the 50-point mark. And then we will see our final standings to get our other top 4 members who will be moving on to the finals.
You see, Star, I was believing you. You made 4 this time.
But let's go ahead. Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, everybody.
But we'll take a short break right now just so that we can get the final standings calculated so we can see who is doing our top 4 is going to be advancing to the finals, and then also to prepare our second group for the day, Group B, for their races. So don't go away. We'll be back in after a short break.
Be hyped, guys.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the races. We had just finished completing and totaling the scores, so we're ready to reveal who the top 4 racers that will be moving on to the finals. So let's go ahead and take a look at those brackets there. Unfortunately, it isn't in order, but as you can see from the totals here, we have OG Joint in first place with a perfect run of 50 total points. Second place being EU Student with 23. Third place, Lazy Kumo with 21 points. And then our final racer that will be joining us for the finals next week is Milkus with 14 points. Congratulations, everyone. And thank you, everyone, for participating from Group A. You guys did amazing.
Yay!
But without further ado, we have Group B. You sure did, Milkus. You did make it. Congratulations. But we have our Group B ready to go for their races. Let's just go ahead and take a look real quick again who those racers are going to be for Group B. We have Jisk, Paramai, Tatofu, #IS, Cleo, Doli Yotiao, Gogo, and Jiao Cake. Anyone in particular you're looking at who may take the first place for this group, Bear?
Of course not. But however, the one thing that I noticed from the players right here is Tofu is wearing, equipping a lot of the Sony items. Which we are having a Sony collaboration right now.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I know not all of the features are released, but however, hey guys, please be hyped. It's coming.
Awesome updates. But let's go ahead, since all the racers are ready, let's go ahead and enter the room. Our map for this time, we're starting off with Twirling Construction Site. And although it does look from the overhead that it's pretty easy going, there's definitely that in the bottom right hand corner, we have those consecutive turns, which are definitely tricky to go through and can trip people up, including myself. So let's see how everyone handles this map today. And it seems that we're starting off, and we'll see how everyone handles getting off the finish line here.
Ooh.
They're building up their nitro. Seems like Gogo is in first place, but trailing not far behind. #IS and Paramai, Jisk, as well as Doli Yotiao in 5th place.
Ooh, not like the first group. It seems like it is very settled. Come on, guys. Gogo is taking that universal lead. #IS following.
Oh, but they just passed on the inside. Let's see how this goes, because we have this tricky jump. And it's
that was a tricky
perfectly. Jump. Oh no, but they get slowed down at the Z turns. Paramite jumping into first place. Let's take a look and see how the back half of the pack is doing. Tatofu in 5th place. Cleo in 6th. 7th place we got Jisk. 8th is Jiao Cake rounding it out. And we have our first place Paramai just past the starting line to start the second lap.
Oh, seems like #IS. Oh, that was so close. That was so close.
They did hit the wall there and setting them back. But it seems like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place are all really close to each other, so it can still be anyone's race. But the gap seems to be increasing between 4th and 5th place, so we'll have to see if anyone's able to catch up to the first half of the group as they begin going around all these tricky corners.
Definitely. There are a lot of corners in here, so let's see what's gonna happen.
Seems like so far the top 3 were able to execute those corners rather perfectly, though Gogo does kiss the wall briefly in the Z corners, slowing them down just a bit. The back half of the pack is also going through pretty quickly, and they seem to make it out without an issue. Paramai did just finish crossing the finish line to finish in first place. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Pharma. Followed by #IS. And I believe Cleo was the 3rd.
But,
never mind. The Gogo was the 3rd.
Yeah, but we'll get the final standings here in just a moment for this race. Paramai, Gogo. Paramai excuse me, Paramai, then hashtag IS, Gogo, Tatofu, Cleo, Cake, Jisk, and rounding out the in 8th place, we have Lily Yotiao, who unfortunately did not finish that race. So we'll be taking a retire.
So close.
So close, though. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a moment just to update the standings as well as select the next map. Unfortunately for the players, though, I feel like one of the trickiest maps that are in our map pool got taken out in the very first round, so they don't have to worry about it too much. Though there are a few left that are quite tricky, such as Cosmic Canyon. So we'll have to see what the next map is to see how everyone handles it. With our next map being... we are going back to Up and Down. Again, a slight reprieve from the other maps that I feel are much harder. So we'll have to see how everyone handles this one. I feel that for this map, managing your nitro is especially important. So we'll have to see how everyone does in that aspect. As we set up for the next map. My apologies, friends. I am looking for it at the moment. But so far, pretty exciting. It doesn't seem like anyone's super dominant so far in this group. So it could be really close in the end. With the top 3, we're constantly duking it out in this past map. And we have our next map set. All of our races are ready, so let's go ahead and jump into the next race. So now that we've seen this group race for the first time, Bear, is there anyone that you think is someone to really look out for? I seem to be having some difficulties hearing you, Bear, at the moment. Let me see. Yeah, it says that he's muted, but let me double check my settings real quick because you shouldn't be muted. Sorry about that, Bear. Let me go ahead and check all our sound settings real quick. But as we are checking all the sound settings here, let's also take a look at the race and see how that is going. We have Jisk in first place with hashtag IS in second, but dropping down between second and third between them and Paramai. Let's go ahead and double check these real quick. Bear, are you still there? This is quite strange. But we'll have to take a look after this race is over just to see what is going on. But let's go ahead and jump back to this race. We have just crossed the finish line to start the second lap with Paramai in first, hashtag IS in second, Jisk in third place, Gogo in fourth place, rounding up the middle of the pack with Cleo, Tatofu, Doli Yotiao, and Cake rounding out the back half of it. I think I did hear you for just a moment, Bear. Is your sound back? There we go. Right there. I heard you. Are you back?
Are you hearing me right now?
I can hear you. Yay!
Okay, there you go. Hey, we're back.
Sorry about that, friends, but Bear's back.
I am back.
Let's take a look here at the standings once more. Paramai seems to be in an almost commanding lead. We're getting real close to crossing the finish line here. And it seems that they will be...
Speaking of nobody was dominating, seems like the Param is dominating the race right now.
And they did cross the finish line in first. So congratulations, Paramai,
nice.
For this race. With hashtag IS in second and Gogo in third. And we have our standings up here. We can see our final rankings. And congratulations, as Bear said. So we'll go ahead and update the standings once again. As we set up for our next race. But let's go ahead and take a look at our next map for Group B, which will be, let's take a look. Okay, it's going to be the Gate of Wonderland. One of the um, one of my favorite maps, even though it's a bit older. I
Mm.
just really like the aesthetic of going down the rabbit hole into Wonderland. It's pretty amazing. Um, but also, again, a tricky map. Like a lot of these maps in our pool, we'll have to
Oh,
see.
definitely.
We'll have to see how everyone handles it. But while we're getting the map set up, why don't we take a look at the standings, Bear? Where's everyone at right now?
Oh, it seems like the Pyram is taking a lead, followed by a Pound IS, Gogomel in third, Telephone in fourth, and Cleo, Judge King, Jisk, and Jiu Tao.
Okay,
I'm so sorry, I cannot pronounce that name properly.
it's all good. But yeah, we're still early on, so it could still be anyone's race. But since we have all of our races ready, the map picked out, let's go ahead and jump into the next race at the Gate of Wonderland.
Oh, I like the name. The Cave of the Wonderland.
Definitely gives those fantasy vibes as we line up here at the starting line.
The name looks scary from the top view.
A little bit, it does. But let's see
That's
how everyone dukes it
ooh.
out in the beginning. We do have these tight corners right from the start, so it is a bit tricky, but a good place to build up nitro, I feel.
The curve, though.
But we have Paramine in first, Tofu in second. But no
Oh,
commanding
top is
lead.
taking
Does
lead.
Tofu just pass Paramine?
That was a good play right there.
Definitely taking it on
Followed
the
by
inside.
Chow Cake.
Jowcake making up for lost time, it seems, as we jump through
Ooh.
the portal to Wonderland. With Cleo in fifth, Gogo in sixth, Doli Otiao in seventh, and just in eighth place, rounding out our racers. But still only the first map, or first lap rather, so it still could be anyone's race. As Paramount shows that taking that shortcut really shaves off a lot of time, makes it look incredibly easy. But hasn't saved too much time because we have second and third place right on their tail. Hashtag IS and Tofu gunning for first place. With Gogo in fourth, not too far behind that. But it seems like the distance might be growing between fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth place.
Definitely.
As they're doing their best to catch up.
You can do it. It's not over yet.
We believe in you, friends.
Speaking of, Pyramid is still taking the lead, and there are actually some gap between the first, second, and third. But you don't know yet.
We'll have to see as they go through the loop and exit out of Wonderland to the final jump before the finish line. If anyone's able to catch up before Paramite crosses. And looks like they will not be. Paramite crosses the finish line in first, to Tofu second. And Go made it in third, Jowcake fourth, Cleo fifth, and we'll have the rest of our standings shortly.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, friends. That was an exciting race. We had some of our previous players who were towards the back of the pack in other maps definitely jump up in the rankings today or for this race. But we did have two unfortunately not finished. Jisk and Doli Otiao both will take a retire for that race.
It's alright, guys. It's alright. We are still.
There
are a few more rounds.
Exactly. Still more races to be had, so still could be anyone's match. But while we go ahead and pick the next map, we'll also get the standings up to date. How is everyone looking right now, Bear?
All right. Well, I'm actually kind of regret myself that I said nobody's, Perm is definitely taking the lead. Straight 10 points right here. Following by Pounds, IS. Gogo, Tofu, followed by Cleo, Jiaokei, Jisik, and Lichu Tao. But again, the race isn't over yet.
And definitely will be interesting to see how players react to our next map, because it's definitely one of, if not the most trickiest map in the game. We'll be heading to
Oh,
Cosmic Canyon.
oh. Just by looking at the map, it just makes me sick. Wow.
But let's see how everyone handles that. We have all of our racers already. The map is chosen, so let's go ahead and jump into the next race. Again, Cosmic Canyon, very tricky, lots of consecutive curves, and they're all really tight for the most part, so no room for error. And there's also sections of the map with no walls, so the danger of flying off the map into space is ever present. But let's see, as we jump into this race, who is going to be able to duke it out as they cross the starting line. Always a fight right here in the beginning, but let's see who makes it out on top. Seems that Paramai was able to sneak out in first place, but we are having a duel between them and Totofu right now.
Ooh. And also, oh, speaking of Japan, this is just, the race is just crazy. Just one, oh
Totofu,
no.
you hate to see it, just slightly slide off the edge, causing them to reset and lose their first place status, dropping to fourth place.
As the guy is taking the lead, Gogo following. Ooh, look at this. See, we don't know yet. Lichi Tao is taking a third.
Tofu seems to be making up lost ground pretty quickly though, but did hit the wall, so slows them down slightly. Let's take a
treated that too.
Yeah, but let's take a look at the back of the pack right now. We have Parmai, who has dropped from first to fifth place. Let's see what they do if they're able to catch up. Jisk in sixth, Cleo in seventh, and Jow Cake rounding out the group in eighth place. Let's go ahead and jump back up to our leaders. We have hashtag IS in first place, taking that shortcut right before the tunnel.
Again, this map is definitely the hardest map so far that I can see. Definitely. Oh, speaking of the Google. Oh.
But we have, it seems that the rankings between first and fourth are pretty close. But something to remember here is that Cosmic Canyon does only have one lap. There are not two laps, so you do not have a chance to make up lost ground through a second lap. As we can see here, we have hashtag IS who crossed the finish line in first place with Gogo in second, Paramai in third. They were able to recover a bit of ground. To Tofu in fourth place as we take a look at the rest of our standings at the end ranking screen.
Oh, I love this map. This map was great.
Pretty exciting, right?
Definitely. And again, I would never make this go through. There's no way. There's like no.
Definitely very, very tricky to get through. A map I still have to practice myself as well.
Definitely. You guys are on fire.
You guys are definitely killing it. But let's go ahead and add up the rankings and see where we're standing at the moment while we get our next map squared away.
So it seems like even though the hashtag IS made it first, it seems like the Param is still taking the lead, following by the hashtag IS and Gogo and Tofu. Following Cleo, Jeju Cake, Jisk, and Dually Utah.
Excellent. Were we out for points? Are we getting close to that 50-point mark yet?
It seems like Param is taking 35 points at the moment. So yes, we are almost seeing yet.
Definitely over that halfway point, but it seems that it could still be almost anyone's race.
Definitely.
But our next map was chosen, with it being Hidden Treasure. So just going to go ahead and get that one set up for us, and then we'll be on our way to the next races. So even if our first place does get 10 points here, the races will not be over with, and we will be doing at least one more race afterwards. My apologies, friends. I am looking for the map currently. They always evade my sights. But definitely seems that that Paramai is someone to definitely look out for. With
Definitely.
even with the slight slip up in the last map, they were able to make it to third place and have a somewhat big lead in the point standings right now. Uh, but as we have the map selected, our
All right.
players are ready to go. Let's jump into the next race. Again, this is another map that has a tricky shortcut, but I feel like it is
Ooh.
a shortcut that almost everyone needs to take. Because if you don't, you do fall pretty far behind taking the full corner. So we'll have to see how everyone handles this shortcut, which you can see a picture of right there, going across the pillar instead of around the entire corner there.
But I'm assuming there might be a risk to taking the shortcut.
Definitely, as you can see there was no wall on the inner part of that corner, so if you mess up, you are falling down.
Be careful, guys.
But let's take a look here as everyone goes off the finish line. Paramai taking first place again, but hashtag IS. And Tofu and Gogo all
force
really
back.
close behind.
Ooh, look at this.
Definitely having.
Oh, speaking of, Gogomon takes a second.
Everyone's definitely duking it out. It's pretty close. There is no big gaps yet, but this is
definitely
a map where we do have 2 laps, so we'll have to see how this next shortcut plays out. As we see Paramai approaching.
Taking the lead.
There,
Interestingly, Mung is taking second.
There we
Gogo
go.
is taking second.
And it seems that almost everybody has able to make it across that gap there. Taking that risky shortcut definitely pays off, though. As you see Paramai growing their lead, we'll have to see if Gogo and hashtag IS are able to catch up because they're not too far behind. To Tofu rounding the corner, trying to keep up, but first place is kind of out of their sights now. Just trying to make up for lost time, having a battle right now with Cleo from Infinity, with Doli Otiao in 7th, and Zhao Cake rounding out the group in 8th place. They had just hit the wall though, so it made them a little bit slower.
That's a little slower, yes.
But we have Paramai approaching the next shortcut again. Let's see how they're able to handle it. Are they able to smoothly transition through these shortcuts? Oh, made me nervous there for a second. The back end of the cart looked like it was going over. My goodness. And it seems that pretty much all of our racers were able to get through that shortcut without any problems whatsoever, as we have Paramai cross the finish line in first place, getting ever so closer to the 50-point total.
Ooh, congratulations on everyone who made it through.
Good race, everyone. We'll have to take a look at our standings to see where everyone else is at. And we have Paramai in first, Go in second, Tofu third, hashtag IS in fourth, Cleo fifth, Jisk in sixth, with Doli Yotiao and Zhao Cake both unfortunately not finishing that race. So they will be taking
it seems like we have a tie.
A tie for what place?
The first one definitely taking the lead by Paran, but we are a tie for the second and a third.
For second and third?
Yes. Hashtag IS and Gogo are actually on the same score.
Oh my
so let's see.
And it seems that, like, for Paramai, how close are they to hitting that 50-point mark?
It seems like I feel like the next round may be going to be the last time, since Paran is taking a lead with a 45 scores total.
Oh my goodness. Very close there.
Other guys.
So they would have to finish in third or higher to end this group's races.
Guys, push Paran. Push to this corner.
Oh my goodness. We're supposed to remain neutral. Don't do it. Okay. But moving, let's see. I'm still trying to get the maps up for you, friends. I apologize. Our random number generator is being a little bit finicky right now for our selection of maps. Okay. that is definitely one we haven't done before for this group. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in to Canopy Curve for our next map.
Ooh.
One that we didn't see Group A go through, so it'll be interesting to see this new map, how everyone is able to handle it. As we have this set up, though, for the ties, how many points do they have currently, Bear?
Um, the Perm is leading with the 45. A second and a third are hashtag IS and a Gogo Monk with 29 points, followed by a Tetofu with 23. And a Cleo is seeing a nines, followed by the other players as well.
Hmm. So in order to continue on after this race, our players are going to have to make sure that Paramai does get a bit lower in the standings.
If Perma enter within the third, then this race will be our last race.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
We'll have to see how everything pans out. We have our racers ready. The map is selected, Canopy Curve. So let's go ahead and jump into potentially the last race. Here we go. But let us know in the in chat, who do you think is going to win? Are you standing by Paramai, or is there anybody else that you're really rooting for and hope that they
Now, at
make
this
it
point,
to the
still,
finals?
I have a belief in a Tetofu because he's equipping the Sonic items.
It
I
gives
believe in you.
It gives you plus 10 horsepower, I believe. Not actually, but it does make you look cooler as we see everyone jumping off.
Oh,
the
definitely.
start
Very
line.
cool.
Paramount in first once again, but if anybody be able to knock them back to a lower place to prevent them from getting that 50 points.
Tetofu, no.
Oh no! We have Paramount in first, Cleo in second, hashtag IS in third.
Wow.
But
Paramount,
Tetofu
you are
just...
so good.
It's true, they make this
Ooh, interesting. Cleo is coming second. Nice.
It's true, it seems like they're making up for lost time from the other races.
See, I told you, Tetofu. You are in third. There you go.
And taking a look at the back of the pack, we have Gogo in fifth, Cake in sixth, Dolu Youtiao in seventh, and just rounding out the back of the pack in eighth. But even though this map is a little bit easier, I'd put this in a medium category. It is a 4-star track though, but it's those curves where we just saw Paramide pass through pretty quickly. That makes this track pretty tricky. Oh
Definitely.
no!
There were a lot of interactions between players. Ooh.
It looks like we have some resets here as we get going back onto the track. Paramai is in first once more though. So this may be the end for Group B. Cleo did get knocked back down to fourth place.
Oh.
As they're trying
It
to
seems
catch
like
up.
there is definitely a gap between the first and second and third groups. Oh, never mind.
Definitely is building up. Plus 10 hedgehog power, definitely. But we are.
I told you.
We are in the second lap. This map seems to go by pretty quickly, but we have our last area here before we make the big curve back to the finish line. But it seems like our top players are making this look so easy, getting through these curves. And we have Paramai, who has crossed the finish line in first place once again. So congratulations! You will be moving on to the finals next week, but we'll be getting our final standings ready and updated for everyone so that we can see our other racers who will be moving on with Paramai. And unfortunately, it looks like we have a few players who were unable to finish that race, so they will be taking a retire for this round.
Congratulations, guys. GG's, yes.
GG's, everyone.
Good games, guys. Definitely.
We're going to just quickly go through and take a look at the standings, add everything up, so that we can go over again who is going to be heading to the finals for next week. So if you could, we will be taking just a quick break, real quick, so we can finalize the standings, and we'll be going over them together, as well as just going over those times again for the finals. So we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
everyone. Thank you so much for waiting during that quick break while we went ahead and updated the brackets so we can see who our final four for this group, who will be moving on. So let's go ahead and take a look at bracket our group B rather. I keep saying brackets, it's group B. Again, not in order, but if you look at the totals here, we do have Paramount, who came in first place with 55 points total. So they will be moving on to the finals, along with, in second place, hashtag IS with 36 points total, uh, followed by our GoGo in third place with 32 points. And rounding up our top four for Group B is Tofu with 28. So congratulations, everyone. And also thank you for participating, everyone in this group. There's some amazing, exciting races, and we appreciate you guys taking the time to join us for our first tournament in the West server.
Yes, yes, yes. And all racers, more amazing events are coming, so please be hyped. And thank you very much for the amazing tournament today.
Yes, thank you so much. Before we do get going, I do just want to do some more quick shout outs for everyone who's able to help us get this tournament up and running, as well as everyone who's able to help us here today. So, quick thank you to the Kartrider Rush Plus team. Thank you so much for helping us put this all together and get it up and running. Thank you also to the all of our other teams who were helping with feedback and getting everything ready as well. And thank you to our Kartrider Rush Plus volunteer mods. You have all been amazing, and we couldn't done with any of this without you guys. And also thank you so much to the community who came out here to support the tournament, as well as entered into the races. We do this for you guys, and we know that this is something you'd love to see more of, so we're going to do our best to get these tournaments to you as much as possible. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
But just as an ending note, if you are looking for more Kartrider Rush Plus content, please feel more than welcome to join us on our Discord server, the official Kartrider Rush Plus server. Moobot just linked the Discord server in the chat. We do have a lot of fun in there. We do lots of news, talking about just like all things Kartrider Rush Plus, as well as have host events and updates about live streams. So if you need any information about what's going on in the community or in the game, it is definitely the place to be. So make sure you click that link. Again, our finals for the West Spring Speed Cup will be next week, April 15th. So make sure you mark your calendars. They'll be at the same time, 5 p.m. PM PDT. And we'll be there seeing our final 8 racers duking it out to see who comes out on top. But before we go, I also just want to thank you, Bear. Thank you so much for joining us today for
Well,
the
thank you. It
stream.
was really amazing.
We all enjoyed having you here, and it was great to have the community meet you for the first time on stream.
Hi, guys.
So give a big thank you to Bear as well. Yay! But that's going to do it for us today. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you do have any feedback about the tournament, please make sure to go ahead and leave it in our Discord under the game feedback section. I will be taking a look there to make sure we document any feedback you have for it. And we'll also be doing a feedback survey at the end of our tournament, so keep an eye out for that if you have any suggestions or ideas for our tournaments going forward. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday evening and have a wonderful weekend. We'll all see you next time.
Till next time.
Bye, friends. See you later.